After catastrophic events begin to unfold around the world, humanity is forced to confront a force of nature it can't control in Godzilla.
Hi, this is Elizabeth Olsen. You're watching Made in Hollywood, and here's a scene from Godzilla.
You are not fooling anybody when you say that what happened was a natural disaster. You're lying. It was not an earthquake. It wasn't a typhoon. Because what's really happening is that you're hiding something out there.
Who knew that Godzilla would be such an emotional roller coaster? I really didn't think of the movie as having any kind of like human drama and emotions, but it did.
Surprised you, didn't it?
Yeah, I was very surprised, pleasantly surprised.
That's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this movie, is because it had strong character-driven elements to it, as well as the monster movie aspects that you all want to see and expect.
Yeah, that was really the only pull for me right from the beginning.
I heard about the casting. All of the actor and actress was so excited, and so beautiful element we had. It's Gareth also have great moments in the storytelling.
Well, I think one of the most challenging things when you approach a movie like this is people are going to have preconceived notions about what a Godzilla movie is going to be like. That's why we chose Gareth Edwards to direct it. We wanted to have this incredibly young and talented director who had a sort of different perspective.
A world-changing event takes place that just happens to be giant monsters. And we tried to follow characters that, it's a story of a family really, that are torn apart by a natural disaster.
Legendary is so good, as they did with Batman and so many other films. They're so good at rooting these large stories into something intimate, and hopefully that is a connection you want to, you want to hope for these characters to survive, and you want them to get better.
And it is going to send us back to the Stone Age!
They called up and said about Godzilla, and I was like, okay, another monster movie, and they were like, oh no, there's this director and Gareth Edwards, and I went, he did monsters, and they're like, yeah, and I was like, I know that. I thought it was incredible. I thought it was beautifully shot and well performed. I'll sit down with him, sure.
He's really a phenomenal filmmaker, and he really has such a special eye for these kind of films. He knows how grand and big they need to be, because that's what people desire to see and want to see, but he also loves story-driven film. And so to combine the two, he was the perfect person to do it.
This year marks 60 years anniversary. Gareth wanted to make back to the original, yeah.
And I'm that lower because we'll be tilting, this guy will come in the frame kind of thing behind him, yeah? You kind of try and picture, okay, what would I want to see in the cinema if I was in the audience? What's going to give me goosebumps and make me feel something? And we went and got that movie and made it.
In 1954, we awakened something.
Well, there's nuclear tests in the Pacific. Not tests.
They were trying to kill it.
What was this experience like for you, both on an emotional level, taking that into consideration for the film, but then the physicality of all of it as well?
It was a very physical movie. The most difficult probably was in the intense running scenes down those corridors. We were actually shooting at a human waste facility.
The new part for me was something so technical, dealing with, at what point I need to look at a certain eye line and move, and in all this one take, you have like 5 different cues you have to think about.
3, 2, 1, action!
Yeah, the physical aspect, it was very challenging, but something I enjoyed doing as well, and there was quite a few stunts, and I was able to, do as much as I possibly can.
The arrogance of man is thinking nature is in our control. And not the other way around.
Were you influenced at all by the original Godzillas? The different, how did that kind of paint your landscape this time around?
I think the history the rich history of Godzilla speaks for itself, and I think it was up to us as the filmmakers and the actors to honor that.
We felt that we wanted to do justice to those original guy in a suit Godzilla that we know and love.
It's too old, you know, just 5 years old, 5 years before I was born. It's really dark, black and white, and really serious, and too political. And I was so surprised, and I admire to Japanese filmmakers. 1954, we could make it.
Yeah, over all these years, it's been watered down really to just being some monster kind of thing, you know. So he wanted to bring it back to having some sort of major meaning of now, and so I really like that.
Made in Hollywood.